The advantages of the big publishing houses is their marketing budget, pay advances, and the higher production values. In parentheses, how do I self-publish a book with Deckle Edges? But it's even on parentheses. But it's even harder to get published now that ideology checks in the door. Okay, so Eli Carlo writes Deckle Edges? Who the fuck cares about Deckle Edges? I had to look up that shit on my phone to see what a fucking Deckle Edge is. The wavy paper kind of cut thing is just, nobody fucking cares about that. Modern audiences want something in the palm of their hand. Your question should be, how do I get an audiobook? And oddly enough, there are so many freelance ways to get a high or a decent quality audiobook created out of your book. Because people want to read this on the beach. People want to read this or listen to this while they pump iron. Deckle Edges, these people, by and large, are not going to give a shit about fancy, high-quality versions of the same damn book. That's a limited run shit that you do after you've built yourself a following and want to go into a special quality reprint or some shit. The majority of the market is still being taken up by ebooks and audio, and an increasing number. Audiobooks are the future. And oddly enough, you've got a good reading voice. If you can do this yourself, you can do the whole damn show on your own. Look at podcasting, sidestepping radio, and the quality of recording people can now get in their own house versus like trying to compete with a bottleneck at a handful of people who still, your advances are going to dry up. You might never get another advance again if you do like a Scalzi and shit and not deliver on the books you're being paid to write. He's got paid to sit on his ass, and he's basically pissed away his entire whatever he got fronted, and he's not making up on the back end because he's not actually writing those books in that time period he was given. He was a bad investment. And at the end of the day, there's only so many places to fail upwards at. Especially, and for people going the traditional route, there's only a handful of these untalented hacks who manage to woke their way in or Me Too their way in. And there's a lot more people who spent all the money on the Clarion workshop, who spent all the time glad-handing at conventions and fun, and they're the little writers-only workshop meetups, and they got their, and these are people that are getting, I can't even remember the name of it, somebody was mentioning the other day, but basically they get scammed to buy their own books and to resell their own books for the quote-unquote publishers, these professional publishers, these off-brand branches of the Big Five and whatever, or the Bug Five. It's a typo, but let's roll with it. Everything else, every goddamn thing else that these people are in, trying to push on you as the old publishing is unnecessary. Do you need a hardcover? Not really. Do you want to do maybe a prestige vision? Well, save the prestige version of your books for when you have a fan base already willing to pre-order that themselves. Because we already know that publishers are going to be risk averse, so they're going to be already writing you off. So embrace the new. Most people are going to be reading from a digital device. Kindle, the Nooks, the ebooks, the e-reader apps on their phones. The biggest bookseller right now isn't even Walmart anymore. It's fucking Amazon. And you make more money directly selling to your fans than waiting on a royalty check that may or may not never come, or that you may have been snookered out of by some shyster who wants you to just sit on a stacks of your own work and then you're just trying to desperately sell these things at a convention that nobody's attending. Old pub, dead. New pub, learn it. Start building yourself and your own brand. You are the publisher. You own the pirate ship. Sail on.